Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Khairun Najwa Binti Kamal with metric number AA200399. So I will present about chapter 1. First, background. Slope is the ground surface of soil mass that is inclined. Slope have two types. First, the natural slope, usually unexpected since it is existing and formed by natural causes. Second, the human-made slope, affect the environment possible based on the construction and the development in land use pattern. The investigation and assessment need to create on the certain area to determine whether the slope is stable or not. One of alternative is unmanned aerial vehicle (UAV) because for easing the site survey, need a small number of human resources and allow the speedy on-site inspection and risk assessment. Next, the problem statement. The slope in the case study please have two types, natural slope and human-made slope. We need to determine the slope failure in the area to find an initiative to help the slope be able to save to use for any construction work in the future. The slope must caused by natural forces and human misjudgment and activities. The observation in our territory areas can be simple and safe since the region can be selected. Next is the project scope. 1. Determine the slope condition by a site visit. 2. Analyze UAV image using Pix4D mapper to obtain automosaic image, TDM and DSM. Third, utilize global mapper software to obtain the geometry study of the slope in our study area. Next, make the slope investigation and watershed analysis to visualize the damage of the site using global mapper. Lastly, complete the final year project. Next, research hypothesis. Hypothesis research is to point out in our research to help us to propose an expected result for the slope stability while using a research question. So in our hypothesis is first, the greater of number of forces and human activities, the highest cause the slope failure in Taman Pagoh Jaya. Second, the more people in Taman Pagoh Jaya, the human activity will have the cause most effects than the natural forces in the slope stability. Next, the objective research. 1. Produce automosaic image, TDM and DSM using Pix4D mapper software. 2. Make the slope investigation by divide into 3 sections using global mapper software. 3. To simulate the watershed on slope. Next, significant research. To produce automosaic image, TDM and DSM by using Pix4D mapper software. To measure the strength of soil by using direct shear and core cutter test. To determine slope safety by using Places to do software. The factor of safety is determined by the P per C reduction. Global mapper is used to analyze LIDAR data to identify and assess the risk of hazards. In expected research is to use and generate the automosaic image, TDM and DSM for slope assessment work, can determine the type of slope failure based on the region research, can obtain the effect of water runoff on the slope, then simulate by using global mapper software.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nadiah Binti Ahmad Razib. My matrix number is AA200002. For literature review, unmanned aerial vehicle is an aircraft with no pilot on board. UAV is a compact and efficient unmanned aerial vehicle. They are also known as drone. UAV flight may be analyzed and processed using photogrammetry method at a far lesser cost than when photographs were obtained from an aircraft outfit with intricate and expensive equipment, gadgets, and facilities. For UAV photogrammetry platform, the photogrammetry approach can easily process photo capture while following the flying instruction indicated above. Many government-related agencies now employ geo-information collected by UAV in their work. They are employed in a variety of commercial, technical, and scientific applications. For UAV functions, these UAV are often employed to transport larger things such as LIDAR equipment, which may be used to scan terrain, investigate a storm, and map erosion caused by global warming. Fixed wing are used by the military to carry out strikes, scientists to transport enormous amount of equipment. For a type of slope, first is natural slope. Natural slope are those that occur naturally and are generated as a result of natural force, Second is infinite slope. While on present mode, press 0 to 9 for a timer, B for blur, and Q for quiet. The last one is man-made or engineered slope. It is created by human. This slope may be constructed to stand securely at practically and required gradient because they are designed by professional engineer with advanced and improved understanding of soil and rock mechanics. For factors of slope failure, soil characteristics are generally geographically variable due to natural diversity and mineral content, depositional environment, and physico-chemical processes. The slope will be classified as failure when the slip surface curve at both ends but has a flat or level midpoint. The slip surface might become flat when a hard soil level forms from a significant depth of the toe. Type of slope failure. The first one is rational failure. If a surface fails due to rotation, it will begin to slide outward and downward. This happens when the slope surface curve due to rotation by a slip surface. Failure can occur in a variety of ways, including on the face, the base, and the toes. Second is wedge failure, also known as plane or block failure, happens when a plane is inclined. And lastly is topple failure, occur when rock blocks spin around their toes and overturn, which is a prevalent mode of instability in layered and blocky rock slope. For the slope stability's determinacy, accurate evaluation of slope stability remains a challenge due to various influencing elements such as earthquake and water effect, as well as geographical variability of geomaterial. The slope is deemed stable if the forces available to resist movement are stronger than the forces causing movement. There are two problems to overcome in a slope stability study, which is calculating the safety factor and determining the critical slip surface. For the summary, a slope is an inclination ground surface that might be natural or created by human. There are many types of slope, such as infinite slope and finite slope that can be found by extension or construction method. However, slope failure also has various types such as rotational failure, transitional failure, topple failure, wedge failure, and many more. Slope failure wreak havoc on human infrastructure and result in a slew of fatalities each year.
Hi, I am Syazwani, Binti Shamsul Bahri with number matrix 88200704 will present chapter 3, which is methodology. This part will be explained with details about how this project will be made. The methodology will depend on the objective, so it is important to make sure the both is fitting each other. This is the flowchart of how we will conduct this project. The entire project will be started with every group member state all the problems that might occur. Then the site visit will be made to determine the site condition. In this part, we will do 3 instrument method, which is aerial photogrammetry, slope investigation, and watershed analysis. After all the instrument done, the discussion and conclusion will be made, and lastly, the project will finish. In problem statement, we assume that they are difficult to make an investigation on the slope without using any technologies in this era, plus with COVID-19 situation. So, the UAV is the one of the best solution since it is easy to handle and can produce automozed photo in the short time. The photo also can be used to produce DSM and DTM photo. Next, for the site visit, we go to a few locations such as at the back of Hostel UTHM, Taman Pagoh Indah, and Taman Pagoh Jaya to determine and discover whether the slope condition is okay or not to make an assessment. This is the photo that we have captured. The first research instrument is aerial photogrammetry. In this part, we will make a flat planning to get automozed photo. After that, the data analysis will be made to produce DSM and DTM photo. All these photos will be analyzed by Pix4D and Global Mapper software. Next, the slope investigation will be made based on DTM photo. The photo will be divided into three cross-sections to get the height of the slope and contouring the cross-section. After that, we will make a watershed analysis on supplied topographical data. In this part, the watershed will be dropped to simulate the water stream at Taman Pagoh, Jaya. This process is to check the condition of the slope drainage. For discussion part, there are three main points that can be stated. Firstly, to maintain safe environment because the UAV have a capability to monitor site without risking in dangerous situation. Also, the data can be collected in real time with secure environment. Next, the technology that save money, which means the UAV can take over multiple workforces, vehicles, and operation. Also, the observer don't have to wait for a long time to get data when do the inspection. After that, the UAV is easy to control since it has a wider range of motion, fly lower in all directions, and navigate more easily. From what I can conclude, based on flowchart, there are three instrument methods that we will use in this project, which is area photogrammetry, slope investigation, and watershed analysis. Based on photo from UAV capture, we can get auto mosaic photo, DSM and DTM photo, and we can use a Pix4D and global mapper to analyze the data.